Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kakabat Wahawad La Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, Bashem Makak Wadash. And double honors to our apostle Ella's a great millstone that rule well. Citation to you, sincere Rakim, the four corners of earth, that preaching sincerity and truth to wake up the election of Israel, which you so-called Negroes, Hispanic, and Native Indians, and confusion of faces that look like the other nation. But go back to our four parents, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, which you are the true descendants of Israel. Alright? Now just browsing news clipping that I found. Alright? I saw this commentary on asexuals. So this is from the Etymology Dictionary. It says 1829 as a term in biology, having no sex or sexual system, a hybrid, not sexual in general context, wanting sexuality, being of referring to neither sex, attested. All right. Now I'm gonna pause here, and then I'm gonna go into the scriptures. All right. This is the Google. Asexuality is a lack of sexual attraction to others, or low or absence interest in or desire for sexual activity. It may be considered a sexual orientation or the lack thereof. Sexual orientation, unlike sexual behavior, it's believed to be enduring.
With people not knowing that asexuality exists, it comes with people constantly trying to debunk your identity all the time.
Our culture can often seem highly sexualized.
Yes! Yes!
I'll have what she's having.
But what if that's just not for you?
Yes.
So does sex repulse you?
Yes.
Asexual or ace people don't experience sexual attraction.
I don't get that. Am I meant to get that? Is that what I'm missing?
So what is being ace all about? I'm meeting four people with very diverse experiences of their ace lives. Hi, Yaz.
Hi.
Nice to meet you, Ella. You're asexual. You're modelling in this kind of very highly sexualized environment, and yet you yourself feel no sexual attraction. How does that work?
It works with me being very picky with the concepts and the shoots that I take on. I don't want to produce images that seem like they're aimed at titillating somebody. I'm literally just here to show off the clothes and make it look good. I'm not trying to sell myself. I'm selling a product.
A lot of people don't even understand what asexuality is. What is it for you?
It's not experiencing sexual attraction, which probably saves me a lot of time. I'm also aromantic, so I don't pursue romantic relationships either. So I pretty much live life like a normal person minus that element. There are a lot of asexual people who are still interested in romantic relationships, just minus the sex. I've never been romantically inclined either.
To find out exactly what the British public knows about asexuality, a Sky Data poll asked how confident people were in defining the term. Half of the population said they could confidently define what asexuality is, but when put to the test, 3 in 4 people were unsure about whether asexual people experience a sex drive or incorrectly thought that they don't. Asexuality is a completely valid sexual orientation for about 1% of the population, but the public seems to think it knows more about it than they actually do.
I think what it says about us is that I think there's still a lack of understanding about the diversity that might exist with sexuality. We're getting better, but we're certainly not there. And I think there's so many misconceptions about what asexuality is, how it can exist in individuals from birth, really, and that forces people then to have to make choices that they shouldn't have to make around their sexual expression.
Does it not feel like something might be missing in your life?
No. I have friends and good relationships with my family. So not worrying about satisfying a partner does not take anything out of my life. I'm happy with my social situation, and I'm also quite introverted, so I don't need a lot of social attention. So yeah, it works.
You don't need a lot of social attention, but you do modelling, and you do put pictures of yourself out there.
Yeah.
Do you see where I find where someone might see the contradiction?
Yeah, but that's literally, I post a picture, I continue with my day. I do a shoot today, I do nothing all week.
One thing you talk about is what an asexual person looks like. Mm-hmm. Tell me about that.
Well, I actually started a hashtag called "This is what asexual looks like," and I pretty much just thought of it because there are a lot of stereotypes surrounding asexual people. You're supposed to be really shy and introverted and unable to socialize properly and probably not very good looking. I think there's a weird correlation where people think that you can't get dates or you can't get laid, and that's why you're asexual. So I thought that instead of relying on the media to represent asexuality for how diverse it is, I thought, let's give the agency to asexual people so they can show who they are.
With her modelling work, Yasmin is helping asexuality break free from the constraints of damaging stereotypes.
To be touched, to be loved, to feel anything at all.
Tom and Steve Wintergrey are an asexual couple who've been married for 18 months. They met through an asexual dating website and are looking to adopt kids in the near future. Unlike Yasmin, they've chosen to pursue romance despite their asexuality.
Well, we both identify as a homo-romantic asexual, so we are attracted to males, but in a romantic capacity. There is nothing sexual about my attraction to Tom and Tom's attraction to me. As with all other couples as well, we can be kissing each other, and that's where it stops. This isn't a bromance, it's not just we're best friends, there's more to it than that. We have lots of people ask us, being asexual, not having sex, well, how do we know that we love each other? And one of the ways that we normally go back to that, or contract that, is just helping people to understand that you've got a mum and a dad, and a brother and a sister, and auntie and uncle, dogs, cats, pets, you name it, and you love them all, and you normally say, yes we do. So do you want to have sex with any of them? I said, no I don't. So well, there you go. That's how it works with us.
I think a lot of people talk about how sexual chemistry needs to be, it needs to work together, and in a weird sort of way, it works for us because there isn't any there.
Tell me about how you came to the realisation that you're asexual.
So I always knew that I wasn't straight, but obviously when you're a kid or a teenager, you don't really think about things other than it being straight, gay or bi. Actually the gay scene was not where I felt the most comfortable. I felt more comfortable kind of one-to-one situations with people. I wasn't interested in the sex side of things, so I went online to find out some more information about different sexualities and discovered asexuality.
Was that a moment for you where you saw the word asexual, learned what it was, you went, that's me?
Yeah, I mean it was a click, but it was also a period of kind of transitioning into getting used to identity. I think originally I felt that if you're asexual you couldn't love anyone, you couldn't be in a relationship, you would be lonely and sad all your life, and I thought, I can't be me, but I do like guys romantically.
I understand what I've understood about asexuality recently is that you can still be sexual, you might masturbate still, but it's about sexual attraction being outwardly, is that right? It's about sexual attraction like being outwardly expressed.
It's almost like the person that you are in your head versus who you are as a physical, biological person.
Just because we don't have sex, and the same with other asexuals as well, doesn't mean that there are certain biological functions that we don't cooperate in, okay? It's a natural human function. What's interesting is people seem to have this wonderful, wonderful sense of wanting to be really involved in something that they wouldn't ever ask any other couple, regardless, who, whatever orientation they are, whatever identity they are, they'd never be involved in it, they'd never see it, but they seem as though they want to know more about the fact that we don't do it.
Tom and Steve are confident and comfortable in their sexuality, but getting to that place has been a very long journey for both of them.
I've come away and realised that I am really, really proud of my sexuality. Hello, I'm asexual as and I love it. I don't normally drink that much.
Emmy is at the start of her ace life.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Thank you. I don't know what it was, but thank you.
She's an 80 vlogs about asexuality on YouTube.
Obviously, student life can revolve around partying, drinking, and hooking up. Do you not feel like you're missing out?
I don't. I do often see like people at parties just kind of like making out with strangers, and at clubs I think especially when it's really people that you don't know. And like I've been out with some friends in a pub before, and they've just been like, "Oh, this guy's really cute. Can we like maybe try and like talk to them?" And then like this and that. And I've just kind of been like, I mean, sure, if you want, I don't mind. And one of the big worries I had was the uni room walls are very thin.
Okay, so does sex repulse you?
Yes. For me, I'm very disconnected from the concept of sex, and kind of almost like imagining like certain people that I've known, like while they were in like relationships or whatever, like in a sexual relationship, it just kind of makes my brain just kind of like crash a little bit, because I've not known this person as like a sexualized person. They're just this person.
Some people might say you're very young. This is a great opportunity for you to explore your sexuality and try different things. What's your answer to that?
Well, it's kind of like I know on a base level that I'm just not interested in sex and sleeping with people. I've been in situations where I could kiss someone, or where like one of my friends has been like, I mean, would you want to like kiss someone like at all? And I'm like, I don't think so. I just don't think I get the appeal of it, but not in the same way that I don't like the idea of sex.
Do you think there's a lot more asexual people in this world than we realise?
I think potentially, yeah. The kind of comments that I currently get on my YouTube are the kind of comments that little 15-year-old Emmy left on other people's, and to me that is insane. There definitely might be more people that are asexual spectrum than anyone really knows.
The diverse asexual community is finding its voice. Whether through Yasmin's modelling, Emmy's YouTube channel, or the dating sites that brought Tom and Steve together, there's a growing and vocal community that's no longer willing to be defined by those who aren't ace.
Alright, this is Romans 1 and verse 26. It says, For this cause Yahweh Bashem Yahushai gave them up unto vile affections. For even their women did change the natural use unto that which is against nature. And likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of women, burning in their lusts one towards another, men with men, working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves that recompense of their errors which was meet. And even as they did not like to retain Yahweh in their knowledge, Yahweh gave them over to a reprobate mind, to do those things which are not convenient. Alright? And you can see clearly that the so-called white man, Esau, Edom, is a liar. Alright? He's spreading the homosexual agenda, lesbian, LGBT, in all kind of forms. Alright? And the scripture tells you that sex was created for a husband, a man, and his wife. Alright? And to bring forth children and so forth. Alright? Let me just get that precept quickly. 1 Corinthians. 1 Corinthians 11, alright, verse 8. For the man is not of the woman, but the woman is of the man. Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. Alright, so the man is before the woman. And the woman was created to be a wife, a servant, alright, unto the man. Right, to bring forth children and so forth. This is Genesis 3 and verse 16. And it reads, it says, Unto the woman he said, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, I will greatly multiply thy sorrows, and thy conception in sorrow. And thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be unto thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. All right. Genesis chapter 24. And verse 59. All right. And this is the account of our forefather Isaac as Rebecca left her home, all right, in pursuit, all right, with one of Abraham's servants who went out, all right, on behalf of Abraham to bring a wife unto his son Isaac, all right, to fulfill the covenant that was stolen unto him by our power, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, all right, that through the seed of Isaac and Jacob, all right, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, his loins, that the nation of Israel will come forth, all right, and possess the inheritance, all right. Genesis 24 and verse 60. And they blessed Rebekah and said unto her, Thou art our sister, be thou the mother of thousands of millions, and let thy seed possess the gates of those which hate thee. And that's coming to be very soon, all right. The kingdom will be brought into the hands of Yahweh Shai. And if you can receive it, Yahweh Shai was actually Isaac, all right, in that time, all right. And also came, as in future time, you will know from Abraham, from Adam, onto Melchizedek, onto Isaac, onto King Solomon and so forth, right, until he came in his true power in the name of Yahweh Shai, all right, the only name which children of Israel, all right, gonna have salvation under, all right, and they will possess the kingdom according to Daniel chapter 7, verse 13 and verse 18, all right, and possess them, all right. Also, these other nations, they will rule over them, all right. And Rebekah arose and her damsels, and they rode upon the camel and followed the man, that servant of Abraham. And the servant took Rebekah and went his way. And Isaac came from the way of the well La Airoi, for he dwelt in the south country. And Isaac went out to meditate in the field at the evening tide. And he lifted up his eyes and saw, and behold, the camel were coming. And Rebekah lifted up her eyes, and when she saw Isaac, she lighted off the camel. For she had said unto the servant, What man is this that walketh in the field to meet us? And the servant had said, It is my master. Therefore she took a veil and covered herself. All right. And the servant told Isaac all the things that he had done. And Isaac brought her unto his mother, Sarah's tent, because his mother had died. All right. And took Rebekah, and she became his wife. So Isaac had sex with Rebekah, and she became his wife. All right, because that's what the Most High made it for. All right. And he loved her, you see. And Isaac was comforted after his mother's death. All right, and the woman was basically there for a comfort. All right. All right, here am I in the etymology. All right, it says love, all English, loveful, feeling of love, romantic, sexual attraction, friendliness, the love of Yahweh. Love as an abstraction or personification. Well, it's referring to basically the love that he had was a sexual attraction, all right, to his wife, all right. So that's just to rule out the foolishness of Esau, which is actually promoting, all right, especially our nation, all right, to follow after the philosophies and doctrine of just these women jumping around and having sex with different men, and they're claiming that they don't have no feelings towards these men. All right, the scripture tells you, all right, if a woman, follow after the philosophies and doctrine of these heathen, all right, she's a reprobate, because that's not the way that the Most High created a woman for. All right, He created women to only have one husband. All right, but a man can have more than one wife. All right, because the word woman refers to a helpmate or a servant. All right. Now they're pushing this homosexual agenda, whereas they want to seem it to be equal. All right, but this is an abomination to the Most High. All right. All right, Leviticus 18. All right, and verse 23. These are basically Leviticus laws. All right, that Yahweh Hashem Yahushai had given unto the children of Israel that they ought to follow. All right. Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is an abomination, right? So two men cannot have sexual intercourse together, all right, because it's an abomination, all right. Neither shalt thou lie with any beast to defile thyself therewith. Neither shall any woman stand before a beast to lie down. Hereto it is confusion. Defile not yourself in any of these things, for in all these the nations are defiled which I cast out before you. All right, that goes from the so-called Hamites, so-called Chinese and Japanese, the sons of Lot. All right, Edom. All right, all 17 nations. All right, had done this in abomination things. All right, and so Israel is a separate nation. All right, a people of righteousness. All right, a people separated unto Yahweh to give glory and to power. The true rulers, all right, the 144,000 men, all right, under the power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, King David, all right, which will rule the earth again. And all these things, all right, righteous laws will be in order and in place, all right. And these nations are going to learn, all right, through hardcore slavery, all right, and stern correction from Yahweh Hashem Yahushai and His elected men, all right, to walk in the righteous path, all right. But it's just to show, all right, the corruption that the so-called white man spreads, all right, the disease that he is, all right. With that, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua, Bashem Rakakwadash, and double honor to Apostle Ellis that rule well. Citation to the Apostle Ellis and to you, sincere Akim, in the four corners of the earth. Continue to preach in truth. In the name of Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua, to declare the glory and the kingdom and the righteousness and the destruction of Babylon, America. All right, and our power, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, returning, all right, to set up the kingdom, the house of David, all right, which he's doing right now, but he's going to restore his election, all right, on the Yahushua, King David, the 144,000 men to rule, all right, and to bring all these nations into captivity and to rule over them forever, whereas the scripture tells you that only Esau, all right, so only Esau after that 1,000 years along with these other nations will be destroyed completely from all the face of the earth. All right, he will not exist after that anymore. But these nations will be restored back into the land under the rulership of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, King David, and 144,000 men, which will rule in righteousness. All right, with that, Shalom, Rakatam, until another time.